Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm back and I'm mad.
Welcome, we're back. With me is Jerry. Hello, Jerry.
Hello. How goes it?
I may be under the influence of sleep deprivation and having a bad back for crawling under other people's desks today too much, so bear with me if I look even more grumpy at times. It's normal.
Were you like Roy? Were you trapped under a desk and needed somebody to help you escape?
No, I was hiding under the desk, trying to evade work.
Oh, well, that works
Didn't work.
That works too. Evening, Demon, Dace, and Mac.
And let's forget
Reggie.
Ralph. And whoever potentially joins in later on YouTube. Yes. So, 2022 in full-on mode.
Yeah. Blizzard apparently are now owned by Microsoft.
Yes. On the one side of
what
the
difference
earth,
would that make?
you don't choose anymore which games you want to play, but which company you want to support. So you go with Sony or Microsoft.
Oh, well, in that case, Microsoft.
And on the other side of the earth, there's a big boom.
Well, they had it coming. Those people in Tonga. Presumably, it was done by somebody else around them who also plays rugby. As the underground nuclear test by Fiji. Or something like that.
How do you manage to get almost everything turned around to sports?
Rugby's not sport.
Is it not?
No.
I wouldn't know.
I mean, it's not as bad as cricket in the not sport stakes, but it's right up there.
Always struck me as a bit of a confusing when you have Olympic Games and then there's, we have chess. What? Why?
I want to go back to, was it the 1912 Olympics? It was the last Olympics that had dueling as a competitive sport. Flintlock dueling.
Well, at least the winner is a very clear, decisive blow.
They wore like padded armor type thing, and then it was a small powder charge with a bullet that had like a wax thing in it as well.
So basically paintball.
Like paintballing. There was still a real bullet there. It was just surrounded by wax to try and, clearly mark who's just been shot and how they've been shot. And I think if any sport needs to come back to the Olympics, it's that. Either that or what's that one where you play like a round of boxing and then in between rounds you play a game of chess.
What?
Oh, and apparently this is a thing. The like two of the biggest, was it Klitschko, the brothers, the massive heavyweight lunatics. Apparently they were both really good at it. So they're not just bruising fuckers, but they also are incredibly good at chess.
Well, one of them went into politics in their home country and was rather successful.
There you go. Say chess boxing, Max on my side. So that's what I want to say at the next Olympics, because every time you've got an Olympics, you can always add something. Whatever host nation gets to add a sport for that Olympics only. So either chess boxing or dueling.
I'd be more for dueling. That would be much more fun.
No, either or is fine for me, to be brutally honest.
Or
darts, well, soap, yeah.
Mac Gothmog has a point. The Russians are big into slapping.
Oh, the slapping. Slapping's good. I like that huge fella.
That doesn't give a fuck when he's slapped so hard.
He's exploded watermelons and shit, and possibly bowling balls. There's a great one where he's up against some little weenie fella who's like tattooed his eyeballs. He looks like one of those, pricks. And he gets slapped so hard he went back to the womb. That was good.
Reminds me of that. Was it the Microsoft commercial where you gets pressed out of the womb and just flies across the air, playing Xbox, and then lands in his grave?
Yes, that sounds about right. Medieval, yep. I mean, there are so many great sports, and yet when you tune into the Olympics, it's somebody on a horse, and the horse is prancing.
Or if you're lucky, somebody running in circles. Or not even running in circles, but just a short strip.
I don't mind them running in circles or down a short strip. as long as there's somebody on horseback chasing them with a lance, got to make it worth tuning in for.
Make it
And
fun.
quite frankly, the Olympics aren't.
Well,
So when did the Olympics change from being amateur to being professional as well? That's another thing that really annoys me. Used to be you had to be an amateur. You couldn't be in the Olympics if you were a professional. Now it's wall-to-wall professionals, and they get offended when somebody like, I want to say it was Nigeria, although it might not have been, but an African nation sent somebody who was like shit at rowing, but he'd qualified for their country, and he finished, or was it swimming? No, I think it was rowing. Anyway, regardless, it was something in a pool. He was shit. He finished dead last, and people went off on one about how he shouldn't have been allowed in the Olympics. You're thinking, he's representing his country, you cunts.
yeah, he's the best of his country, so what gives you... Have you tried rowing? That's fucking hard work.
That's why Eurovision's better. Eddie the Eagle was the last, the last one who didn't get roasted over the coals, although then I also suggest that was because he was English, so most of the flack I heard about the poor fella fucking around in the pool was from English media and commentators bitching on, so, Anyway,
Yeah.
Eric the Eel, could be.
Do we want to look at some minis?
No, I just want to rant about the Olympics. There was an American fella, Irish American, in about the 1920s, I want to say, won like 3 Olympic golds in track and field. He had his Olympic medal stripped because he played baseball professionally, and he wasn't in the Olympics for baseball. He wasn't in the Olympics for hitting shit. He was high jump, long jump, and hurdles or something like that. And they went, no, you can't be a professional sportsman and be an Olympian. Nowadays, you've got Tiger Woods playing golf. These people are all cats. Somebody needs to get in there with a gun. I missed the Munich Olympics. At least they had their weapons on hand. Now we can get stuck into this. Hello, cats. Fuck you, YouTube, as well.
Hello, demonetization list. Well, projects. And we start with something 20 mil World War by Piers.
Piers doing some 20 blah blah blah. There is a film called Cool Runnings about the Jamaican bobsleigh team, which is all fictional. It's also excellent, and also they weren't even the highest Caribbean bobsleigh team that year. There was another Caribbean island had a bobsleigh team that finished higher than them, but they didn't get a film with John Candy, so shame. Anyway.
A great movie. Especially the training in the deep freezer.
Yes, kiss my egg. But,
so, what did he do? Stuff, tables, a lot of.
Tables and stuff, this is true. Working on a new skirmish rule set. So these are some playtest shots from the game as they're sort of developing it. So interesting, because obviously he's done a lot of work on Battle Group and a few other games. So I'll be curious to see where this goes, because when Piers is involved, it tends to be very historically focused, historically accurate, so much so that they won't have things like points values, because the idea is to actually play World War II, not play a pitched battle.
So he goes out and looks up which units actually were there, which composition they hit.
Yeah. I mean, any of his things are a joy to behold. I remember somebody posted a picture of a tiger and they were discussing it, and somebody was saying, I think it's such and such, at which point Piers broke down exactly which tiger it was, and where it was knocked out. I was going, holy shit balls. So he is a man who loves his historicals and the research that goes into it. He often says that if you're going to play historics, then play historics. Don't play made up games.
Well, he's got a point.
He does. He also has a collection that I would quite happily kill for. He's somewhere in Kildare. I mean, so it is possible that
you could kill him for it.
Yeah, I could kill him for it. It's only whether or not he gets a head up beforehand. How's life treating you, Crispin? On a scale of double taco holding.
And have you finished the double taco holder yet? Is it
yes,
polished and primed?
It was so So primed and polished and shiny, it was great.
Ready for insertion. Ah.
Mm. But yeah, just really nice to see more work from Piers on World War II, and also some of the things. It's also worth bearing in mind they're all 20mm figures,
Yeah, I'm
1/72nd.
constantly reminding myself that these
Good.
aren't poorly painted 28mm. Those are really good painted, tiny man.
Yeah, you know, it's the way to do it. If you want to get a full force or a platoon or whatever happens to be on the tabletop, then there you go. He's even working on his Ozarks for his Balkan division, so there you go. Fantastic.
One of those way too talented bastards for his own good.
Yeah. Who was I threatening to kill or get hit by a car on the Weekender?
Oh, I can't remember.
Oh, I can't remember either.
I was distracted painting.
It's probably the best way.
I was just listening to you lot go off, and occasionally wondered how different Free's background looked again, and
It's because moved upstairs.
moaned about the lack of cat content that was.
It's not a cat channel.
Is it
There
not?
are YouTube channels for that.
Oh.
Yep.
Then I make a petition to
Petition
include more
away.
cats.
This is not a democracy. Petition all you want.
Oh. You want me to say it won't work if I do a petition to make more cat content?
Nope.
Yeah, Piers. This smells horribly like potential golden button material. But then again, there's no badges in here, so...
No. I mean, there's 2 railway tracks. If
Lloyd-
Lloyd ever got wind of it. Yeah.
I think if Lloyd gets a hold of this, he's going to try to find the rest of the tracks on the train.
Cats should only come on during GW segments. I'd be on board for that soap. It would save me having to suffer, I suppose.
We could replace Games Workshop segments with cats
Oh,
content.
just with cats. Yeah. Just 10 minutes of free dangling a string or keys or something.
Isn't that some idea for April's Fool's joke? Just replace every Games Workshop content with cats on the site.
I know. Why wait for April? Would be the way I'd put it.
Yeah,
Beat the rush.
could be.
Anyway, shall we?
Yes.
This is one of these digital games like what you like.
Yes. Very much like. And also a very interesting miniatures game. So Uglib is venturing forth through the Fallout.
Yes, there's the Jolly Green Giant there.
The super mutant with the
And also-
sledgehammer.
Yeah, which I quite like. I like the basing as well on it. I don't know if that's how it comes.
Usually,
I presume not.
usually the miniatures from the Modifius board game do come with a modeled
Oh, do they?
base.
Oh, I guess maybe it does then.
I don't know if that's exactly the same because I don't know every model, but usually they have a modeled base.
Why are you not doing every model? But then there's this person called Kate.
Yeah, you would love her, I think.
Would I?
She drinks a lot, swears, and kicks people in the teeth.
It's Boston Irish. We're all chowder,
Yeah.
chowder. That type of thing. There's a picture of her in like digital form down there as well.
Yeah.
She's got what appears to be MacLeod's tartan patches on her knees. I don't know if that's deliberate or not. I will
Partially.
point out he hasn't painted them tartan on the model.
Hasn't?
Nope. Shame, really.
Oh.
I mean, so close to a golden button. If you put tartan patches on there, you got one.
Well, he probably still waits for the tartan paint to be invented.
We've
It
all
must
been
be now any day. They invent so many paints in the last 2 years. Somebody now must invent tartan paint. Or at least checkered.
there. Well, all you need is striped, and then you put it across one way and then glaze it the other way, and you've got your tartan. You got to be thinking. Can't be going off half-cocked. Anyway, apart from Kate, there's Piper. I quite like how he's included pictures of what they look like in the game for people like me who've never played the game and never will play the game.
Yeah, and it makes I think that's one benefit from a miniatures game that comes from a video game. You have so much reference material to paint off.
Yeah, well, depends what you're doing, I suppose. If you want to match everything, and presumably if you've bought into this game, then you've probably played the computer game.
Well, it's very likely, or at least you're very fond of it.
I'd be so tempted just to do them slightly differently, but then I have no connection to any of the people in here at all.
Oh, there are enough generic models for you to go on.
Sure.
So you could do them any way you like. The super mutants also come in violet.
Right. Like Drazi.
They are the Night Stalkers. They are a very special breed.
Susan Ivanova would fucking have them. Just saying. Just saying. She would. But anyway, yeah. It's nice seeing not only the miniatures, but also where they came from. No picture of the Super Mewtwo. Maybe,
yeah, I think...
Maybe couldn't find one.
If he gone for the model of Strong, it's hard because Strong is a companion in the game you don't really see that often. But then again, Strong wants to drink the milk of human kindness.
Excuse me?
Yeah, he's a super mutant, so they are not the brightest, and he hears people talking that humans are so strong because they drink the milk of human kindness. And he doesn't get the point that it's not a real milk, so he tasks you, the player, to accompany him to find the milk of human kindness to be the strongest super mutant ever. People have been making fun about what that could also mean.
I'm sure they would. Here's the Super Mewtwo. Look at him as he milks these humans.
Yeah, something along those lines.
The men are easier to milk than the women.
Most times. Shall we just jump on to the next one?
Shall we?
I think.
I suppose we could, yeah. I mean, if you're completely finished.
Yeah, so Red Rocket, yeah, Dutch, that's another thing.
That's the way to do it.
Bloodball has done a lot of Star Wars Legion in the last few days. He has been showing off his work of progress in multiple forms of forum, Discord, I think also.
Right.
And yeah, he has done a splendid job of Rogue One reenactment.
I like Luke. He's my favorite character from Rogue One. Although, and I can't say this often enough. The flap is down on Luke's tunic. There should be a big fuck off white square there. Every time we see one of them painted, they forgot to colour that in white.
I didn't, I think.
It's only because you'd listen to me rant about it multiple times. If you'd gone ahead and painted them all black, you would have been cat. I would have cat you.
Yeah, I guess you would. And speaking of being cut, I'm still cut off from my box of Bot Wars. Bloody hell. I talked to Anthony and it's still stuck in traffic somewhere. He's on the phone with Australian Post Services and giving them a stern talking, though I doubt that will make a big of difference.
You don't want to antagonise Australia Post, because what they'll do is they'll find your package and dance on it and then send it through the post and you'll receive a box of shards. That's how that one goes. So much so that Cavi from Westphalia used to have the line on his web store. It's like, be nice to each other or I'll treat you like the Australian Postal Service treats a resin model. They will fuck it up.
There seems to be a history with them not giving a crap about other people's property.
Australian Post? Yeah, I mean, they're not as bad as the Danish Postal Service, who apparently just steal shit.
Yeah, but at least they value it.
Well, somebody values it. Obviously not the person who paid for it and was waiting for it, but whatever thieving Jimbo bastard managed to lay their hands on it in the Danish Postal Service. Can't trust it.
What are you drinking tonight?
Mixed fruit tropical Copperberg. It's a limited edition for Christmas. It's mostly tastes like peaches, and maybe a little bit of something else. I don't know. It's great. You can have like many, and it doesn't get you drunk. Anyway, I quite like the basing that Stefan's been doing on his little fellas as well. They all have we're just standing on the beach, as Lloyd used to say. Beach troopers have to have a little bit of water on the base and a little bit of sand, so you go paddling.
That's pretty much how you should do that.
And he has.
Vertically. No, it's the other way around, right?
That's just so you stretch your neck. That's the only reason he's done that.
At some point, I need to find out if big pictures. Lloyd, we've got extra big pictures. You can see everything. Everything, even infinity.
I can see the mold lines down the back of that coil on the legs.
Easier.
Yep.
Yeah. Now you don't.
Fuck you. Anyway, but yeah, it's nice to see, I suppose, a sudden splurge of activity from young Stefan.
Yeah, I'm guessing he had the week off until the school starts again or something. At least it feels like. Oh, look.
Could be that.
Prepping the same things I've managed to paint.
Right.
The vital
Christmas trees.
assets.
Oh, right. That makes sense as well.
So these are one of the most pleasantly to paint miniatures in Star Wars Legion.
I keep looking at the box going, I should pick it up just because they're cute, and also it's more interesting than just having a token down for your objectives.
Yeah, and as I said, they are such a delight to paint. There's boxes aren't too hard, and the two minis in there have each so simple color schemes.
Where are my Droidicus? Is he a simple color scheme?
Well, it's a brown robe. It's a greenish.
What race was that?
I think Ralph will know by his heart. Ralph, what race is?
I should know as well, but I can't even be arse fucking thinking.
Rune something was his name. I should know. I've just looked it up a few days ago, but my brain hasn't the capacity to keep all this information.
Good old Trade Federation.
The Trade Federation guy. What's the race called?
Thrawn's bodyguard. I'm pretty sure that is not the name of the race.
That would be an
go out on a
interesting.
limb there.
Bloody hell! If I start googling, somebody else will just shout into chat.
Yeah. No, apparently they're not. None of them are going to shout it. Trade Federation. Race. Audience. There we go. See, all you need to do is type it in, and then they suddenly start answering it.
Yeah. Search,
Shocking.
and it will be found or something.
Which one is he? He's that one. Because I quite like the Trade Federation look. It's not brown robes though.
Yeah, it's depending on what lighting you see. It's a very, very dark brown, and at some pictures on the movie you can see it's actually brown and green, and it's the second layer underneath, which almost matches his skin. So you basically get away with 3 colors.
Shocking. I'm trying to match him based on his hat. But no, the really interesting one's got the spiky crowned hat. Anyway.
Like the king.
I don't think they have kings. Might be an emperor.
Something. Oh no, a horrible link has been posted by Grimwolf. Not Gunray. Yeah, that was the other one. This one in the set is called Rune something. Can't remember.
Yeah, he's not the. Yeah, that's the crowny looking fuck who's got the nice robes.
Oh, what's
Anyway, I digress.
We all do at times, occasionally, more than once. But yeah, he has been on a rampage painting a lot of minis, and to a very high standard. And I love the effects he made, which we haven't talked about before, on the visors here. So a very slight sheen on the underside, make him look glassy. Like that very much.
Glassy is good. Like a glassy-eyed drunk.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
Favorite type of glassy.
I wouldn't know how that is. I'm never
know.
drunk. Almost.
Fair enough.
I try to remain my levels of sanity. So much to press. And also so many cat content.
Still on the way down, you see.
Well, there was... we had been there before. At some point in the past.
See, that's why you should do it on the way down.
I
You don't have to do it on the way back up again.
I wonder why he chose to give him a moustache.
Why not? He looks better with a 70s porn stash on him.
He looks like Inspector Clouseau. Peter Sellers.
I think so.
Yeah, a bit.
He didn't have a 70s porn stash, though.
Oh, or less.
He looks like Jimmy Hill from the 70s.
I could tell that because I don't know who that is now.
Oh, he was a twat. He ruined football.
Oh, okay, so a sporty guy.
Yeah, but he specifically ruined football.
How did he manage?
Oh, he was the first person to break the £1 million mark with a transfer when he was a manager, when he bought Trevor Francis. And after that, football just went downhill. Went down the shitter. More and more money.
That man is more chin than anything.
Jimmy Hill, yes.
Oh, God.
Kill him with the chin of a blue whale.
Oh, not looking up any people you mention on streaming ever again.
No.
Welcome, Tuffy. We are not chicken lickers, at least none that hasn't been well made and properly
You say that,
served.
but if you get a frozen chicken breast, then you've got yourself a refreshing chicken lollipop for hot summer days when you want something savoury instead of sweet.
Just let me think about it.
Try it at home, kids.
Don't.
If you're a child and you're watching this now, go to the freezer. Don't tell your parents. They'll try and keep you away from the goodness that is frozen chicken. Num num num.
Oh no! The graphics don't work. It's only the sounds. What happened?
What happened to what?
I pressed all my lovely buttons and we're only getting sound, no graphics.
I have no idea what you've done.
Oh, probably I fucked up. Let's see if I can. Can I do this? No.
Oh, there you go. Sound has returned.
Yeah.
That's why you should never touch any of those buttons.
So, kids, if Jerry tells you to do things again,
Definitely do them. 100%. There may be a prize in it for you if you do.
yeah, a Darwin Award of sorts.
Hey, you know. Works.
Next up is Marvel
Rob
Crisis Protocol by Jello Sloth 7.
All the goodness of sloths in a jelly.
Why do people keep adding numbers to their names?
I imagine it's because there was 6 other Jello sloths on the website. They just had to keep going up.
I could look up the members list, but I won't.
Just makes sense.
So this is a very interesting style of painting.
Oh, we've got to stop. Soap Dodgers just said Jim gave me badges. After he died, Soap, and all the things were coming out about the fact he had a key so he could go into a children's hospital and fuck the kids and stuff like that. and people were just getting really outraged as more and more stories of Jim and his pedophilic ways got out there. Somebody phoned up BBC Radio Ulster and said, I don't know why people are always getting on Jim's back at the moment. When I was a kid, Jim once fixed it for me to milk a cow blindfolded. And they were, that's a bit of a weird request, but nice he did it. And then after the news, they came back and went, we're very sorry, but obviously we're the victim of a prank. And it's just good.
Oh god.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Now then.
Oh. That hurts. That
Does
hurts.
Oh
god.
wow.
Yeah, coming back to tiny fighting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's get back in there.
Oh god. So this is an interesting way to paint. It looks almost like done with chalk. Very comic-y, but very drawn, if you know what I mean.
There's a lot of layering going on for the final highlights. He does this on a lot of stuff. I quite like it. It looks good. I know Hazy Boy sitting there thinking he's one step away from brain matter beige and a tone. I know. He just needs to take the final step, really. But Ronan's looking good there. I'm also impressed that he stuck with the comic book looks and didn't distract himself with going all Marvel black with more black. I like this. Storm's been lit up like Christmas round her bumhole.
I was actually thinking that he may have used some kind of digitizing method to make this effect on her face just for the photo, but obviously it's just painted.
No, it's paint. It's more pronounced around the back where all the lightning is.
Oh hell.
Because she's got a black outfit on, but when you get round the back, it's super white. We're only seeing part of the ass because your screen is very small.
No, it's very far away.
There we go. See, there we are. There we go. There we go. See her black outfit's all white and grey. It's all lit up like Christmas.
Yeah, that's definitely took some work of object source lighting and highlighting.
I think the lighting's too blue, mind you. If I was going to be super picky, and I am because I'm here.
Would you think it would be better to be less blue?
Yes.
So
I would go for mostly white with maybe just blue at some of the
okay.
creases or curves, if you will, where you've got like an angle. Or fuck it, go the other way, go super yellow and then white. But it's too solid a color.
Maybe he had some kind of inspiration or some painting that looked exactly like that, and he wanted to recreate it.
Who knows? Weirdly, because I built and painted her, they're not actually that fragile. They're very rubbery. You can flick her, and she'll bounce back and forth like a metronome. But I suppose it depends what plastic glue you use. I used good plastic glue. If you shit plastic glue, you might flick her and then she'll snap off. But don't use brittle shit plastic glue. I think that's what we can learn from this. But there's quite a detailed explanation of what's going on and why he decided to go with it. So I quite like that. I like the wall of text. I know most people skip past it, but you're not the boss of me, right, Darcy from Kildare.
And this is one again, very fine made. But that doesn't protect him from having hair on his model. Can you see that? The hair.
I don't criticize anybody for having hair on their models. Every time I move, there's just a fucking ton of hair everywhere.
I think you need to be 100% bold on everything on your body, and even then you'd be very hard pressed to get a model cleanly done without any kind of hair on it.
Tragically, he's attempted to link pictures in from somewhere weird. They've all died in their arse. But you can't have everything.
No, I think he didn't. because I had that problem as well. That's only when the upload goes wrong. So these should be in the system, but just didn't go
Oh,
up.
they're not. That's what I'm saying. It's gone fuckwise.
Yeah, that's an interesting monk.
That's the little fat fella who's the comedy in Doctor Strange. If you've seen the films,
Nope, I didn't.
it's a feature. Yeah, that's true.
The last superhero movie I watched, I think that was the Fantastic Four.
Oh, which one?
The Fantastic Four.
Yeah, which one?
The first one? The one with all got my names escape me. 2000 something? The one
All right,
before Silver Surfer.
so not the Roger Corman unreleased version from '94 then, because it's fucking fantastic. Literally, it is fantastic. You should definitely watch that.
And here
You
we
say
have
that, but you're all wrong.
we have a drooly boy.
We have a massive teleporting space dog. Everybody loves massive teleporting space dogs. Sometimes you just need to be able to get around the Earth very quickly.
I think he missed an opportunity here to paint a very intricate version of a space dog buttocks.
Right, you're missing the ring piece that would set the dog off.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
There needs to
Okay.
be a tiny pink dot.
You know, to each their own. To each their own. Oh no, he is that big. He's fucking enormous.
And why does he have that weird thing in his head?
Because he's not a dog.
Oh.
He is literally a space thing. He can't teleport. Best not ask.
And he just chose to be a drooling, dribbling.
No, didn't choose. That's what he is. That's what they are.
Comic artists are weird.
Yeah, you know. Sometimes they get bored. I imagine. Well, there's Captain America, being all American and captainy.
And for some reason, he seems to be having dinner at Taco Bell, or had dinner at Taco Bell, because the ground beneath him is exploding.
Well, you know how sometimes you've just finished cleaning your car and then a pigeon shits on it. What happens if that pigeon was Captain America?
Coming from Taco Bell.
How explosive would that pigeon shit be? It is a spectacularly well done explosion.
Is that miniature really only connected with that little piece
Yes.
of wing?
Yes, it is.
Oh. That's the definition of single point of failure. Don't drop that.
Well, don't drop any of them if you're not going to use metal models, I would say, you know. Like God intended. But look, there's two Captain Americas, one of which wasn't shot multiple times in the stomach. Spoilers, if you've never read The Death of Captain America. Don't worry, he gets better. Just saying.
I'm not dead yet. I'm feeling better.
And once again, another spectacular explosion under War Machine.
Yeah, he really has the hang of how to make these Yumi explodey light things go work.
Well, you know, it's a way to do it, certainly. I think he's got a way of doing it using the airbrush, and it does all that first and then paints the rest of the model after. With Storm, he decided not to, and I think that's possibly why Storm looks a bit flat in comparison to the others, because the Jello one is more than capable of doing it.
Yeah, I've got to say, I'm guessing by the amount he's putting in the project in the times that these have been done way before he puts them on the project. Because I can't see him having only used 2 days for one of these miniatures.
Hey, you never know.
It would be insane. Well, then again, some people in our
Marco
hobby.
can paint an entire dragon model in 5 hours.
Yeah.
Actually, Marco painted the entire Cursed City Warhammer Quest box set in about 15 or 16 hours. And that was fucking everything. So,
Yeah, but that's Marco.
yeah, but he's not the only person in the world. I mean, people who just sit down and just paint are productive with their hobby time and don't just sit there scrolling through, social media. That Moon Knight is one of my favorite. There's another Moon Knight later on. Spoilers for what's coming up, which is more standard, but I like the choice of color, shade, and light on it, because otherwise the outfit would just be white or grey.
He looks very much like you would imagine him, how he would look if he's standing on the rooftop and down
Lit up
below
by
are very
neon.
many cars with red lights, taillights, brake lights, red light. What do you call them?
Yellow leather.
I don't know. Traffic lights. Bloody hell.
Yep, them too. But yeah, I know what you mean, Hazy. That one's really nice. Who owns that? Is it you or Dan has the airbrush? Just get Dan to airbrush it. And then move on with your life. It's cool. I want you to paint this, Dan.
Paint me this. Yeah, this is a long-going project, is it not?
Oh, yeah. I've been here a lot. Have you? No?
No, I don't think so.
That's
Oh,
what
there
happens.
we have. This is where we left off.
Just after Scarlet Witch, yeah.
Holy fuck, he's productive.
Yeah, well, he likes the Marvel Crisis Protocol. Get in, do the mission, get out. I think that's the way to go.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, well. Look, there he's got brother and sister / lovers, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
I thought for a second you said there was some kind of Alabama going on.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, very much so.
Why does every comic need an Alabama scene?
Doesn't. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I can't think of another brother and sister fucking each other in any major DC or Marvel comic. It's just Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
That's enough.
They're the only two. Well, fuck like rabbits.
Yeah.
It's good to have it, though.
To each his own.
It holds a mirror up to life.
Does it?
Yeah. Incest, Wincest. Crispin's with me. Aren't you, Crispin?
Don't drag the innocent audience into this.
Nothing fucking innocent about Crispin.
I'm guessing not.
Your face was very similar to Steve Rogers' face whenever he discovered that they were, kissing cousins, only closer.
Only close.
Anyway,
so
you should definitely read those.
What's the next?
Next up, Piracy.
Arr.
Yar.
Dialogue 22. Black Sea ships. I don't see ships. I see somebody standing on what I suppose are planks.
Yes, Lucky Jack. Played by champion foam tosser and general tosser. Gladiator himself, Russell Crowe.
Are you not entertained?
That's the one. I think he was a limited model for something they released, but it may actually have been Black Seas. I can't remember. They did something and he came out and I'm going, should they not have done it for something else? It all gets very confusing after a while in my head. However, I quite like him.
Yeah, here we can see that he's a madman, the person doing this project. He's done rigging.
Well, clearly, there was no need for that. No need for that at all. It's a complete waste of his time and life. He gets, after completing the rigging, he gets a little certificate that says, I have wasted the precious gift of life bestowed on me by an unknown creator. You get one of those once you've done the rigging.
Also, I
got
wasted
pictures.
1 foot of yarn.
Yeah, well, yeah. But they're quite nice. Anybody who hasn't seen Master and Commander, by the way, really good film. And it's one of like a massive series of books, and I think they expected it to be much more popular, and they would have went on and made many more films, and it just sort of bombed at the box office. But it's actually a good tune.
Yeah,
So,
it's entertaining.
Yeah, it's worth watching. So it's nice to see Lucky Jack appearing, and also the surprise, which he's based his ship on there.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the models come with these sails, with this painting.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, I remember when they were unboxed, I thought to myself, that's very nice. They have a physical curve, but also the effect of a bit of painting driving home the wrinkles and creases in the not so fully
Wrinkly
grown
crease, like
sails.
the back of my sack, a wrinkly crease.
I wouldn't know. I would have to check.
Just checking. Gives you more time to rig them. Fuck off, Soup.
You rig one, and then we'll rig one, maybe.
No. He can rig as many as he wants. I'm not fucking doing it. I see you rigging and I raise you oak and iron with a lot of plastic seals pre-molded on it and no rigging.
Yeah, I remember doing a Revel kit way back when of one of the ships from what's his face? Oh god. The dude that had supposedly discovered America.
All right, Leif Erikson.
No, the other one.
The other one, Christopher Columbus.
Yes, there was one of his 3 ships. I had as
Nina Pinta and the Santa Maria.
Yeah, I think it was the Nina, and it was a large scale model, and I hated the rigging.
Right, I can't imagine why. Think how much easier it would be to do it on a larger scale model.
Yeah, so yeah. Not going down that road again.
No, all right. Well, you do you. Anywho,
Colombo, yeah, that's about it. Next is a very special project, I feel, at least for me, because this is one of Pete, who I haven't seen yet in chat.
he's probably still asthmatic today. I think he was
Oh,
taking
yeah.
today off, wasn't he? Because he was feeling shit yesterday.
This morning. He was feeling a bit old person.
Well, he is old.
Well, in any case, Pete, if you're watching this later on YouTube, I doubt it, but get well, mate.
All right, Pete, if you're watching this later on YouTube, where's your battle report? You've got the train, you got the fucking figures, huh?
And you
call me a cunt, Pete.
You
That's
said
what you're doing.
yourself you've
Call
got
me a cunt.
everything from Baron's War. Now we need a battle report. And you've also shown that you can manage working camera and video, so why not start a video battle report?
Oh, even better. Yeah, all of that. Immediately, if not sooner. Obviously, people in the chat will be able to chime in on his project. Feel free to point out things like incorrect colors, wrong type of heraldry. He really appreciates those comments a lot, I feel.
If I hadn't known you better and didn't know how Pete would take these, I would say, you're really trying to kill him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you can get right in there and just point out at no point did they ever have Aston Villa as heraldry on anybody, then just go for it.
Yeah, I can see the headline in the Sun now. Man found dead over piles of lead.
I don't think there's much lead in them these days.
Yeah, but it makes for a better headline.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Leaves room for interpretation. And let's just say he is a talented fucker when it comes to painting his little Baron's War.
Oh, yeah. It's been really nice seeing it. Just the sheer fucking volume of it, if nothing else.
Yeah, and the love that he puts in these is just Yeah, it shows. I haven't found one yet that looked like a rush job of any description. And just look, he's trying to make on Hearst curtains free-handed lions. I wouldn't even bother.
No, I wouldn't, because I've backed to Kickstarter, so I'll be getting some lines for my horse curtains.
Is that one done already, or is it still going?
Oh, on to the end of the month.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll have a decision by then if I want to chime in or not.
Well, you know, he's not going anywhere because he's in Canada. I don't think they're allowed to go anywhere. They just have to sit there, surrounded by vicious attack moose.
And I love Pete's attention to detail for everything around his game.
There's a little, I don't know if they were part of the Kickstarter or something, they've done it afterwards, but there's a little objective markers. So.
Yeah, he could have gone with just paper tokens or something.
Ah, well, they sent them to him going, please paint our tokens, Pete. Knowing that he would indeed paint their tokens.
And then show them to the world. And
yeah. Because, I mean, they could do it with me, going, please paint our tokens. And I'll go, yeah, I'm just going to put them in this box over here. And maybe I'll get back to them in a decade or so.
And on some future XLBS, actually, I have some of these. Do you want them?
That type of thing. You can never tell exactly where shit is. There's even a quick break for some Medieval Monday. Staff right slap bang in the middle of December. It's good. It's good times.
Did he?
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, you'll see them. Oh, I mean, you're so far away at the moment.
No, there it is. It's...
Yeah. You know, it's nice to occasionally have a break in the middle of your project. Give everybody a chance to take a breath and catch up.
Where do these come from? Who started this?
I'm pretty sure the Dace is responsible. Sir Dean Saunders. Oh, good old Dean.
Oh, speaking of Sir, wasn't there somebody knighted recently?
Probably loads of people.
So Ian Livingston?
New Year's honours. Oh yeah, he got it, but he didn't get it for gaming.
Didn't?
No, he got it for creating Laura Croft's triangular breasts or something. Yeah.
What a disappointment.
Yeah, very dull. He should try bunging the Tories a few more quid. Maybe we'll get somebody else in there. Dear Tories, here's 50 grand. I would like a knighthood and a PPE contract worth 3 billion. Thank you. I don't know. I ignore it anyway. As Doug Stanhope once said, do you still have fucking Merlin in your country? Don't ever complain about president again when you're still doing this fucking medieval shit.
Well, that's religion for you.
Fuck all do with religion.
Yeah, Pete, great job. Get well soon, mate. And
battle report. Otherwise, there's no point in getting well if you're not going to do a battle report. You can't.
And people in chat, jump over if you haven't already and subscribe to his YouTube channel. He'll be very, very highly, what's the word I'm looking for? Agitated, happy, and over the moon when he reaches the 200.
Exactly. You shouldn't fulcrum. It's a waste of time and effort. It just perpetuates the myth. Monarchy's a thing that should exist. Ranks up there with those pricks in the House of Lords. Fuck my hat. Complaining about unelected representatives in the EU, and they're sitting there with 200 odd fucking twat lords smelling of piss. Anyway. You heard somebody give his title up. Oh, loads of people give the titles up all the time. Michael Sheen gave his back a while ago, whatever he was, but then didn't tell anybody because he didn't want to make a big thing about it.
So the Nexus Redverse stuff he has been painting.
They're not my lords. And there's only 2 Northern Ireland ones in there, and they're both cunts who I would drown happily. Fuck me, would I drown them? Drown them, give them a kiss of life, just so I could drown him again. Anyway, Redvers. Yeah, doing some L's.
So this is a mixed bag or something?
Yes, it's just shit they've been painting. But the most recent thing they've been painting is a full team, including coach, cheerleaders, and big guy for the Wood Elves, which is nice. So there's been a bit of a Blood Bowl kick of late. I think last time I was here, he'd been working on Flames of War stuff. So I'm not sure how or whether or not we've been here. Are you laughing at Mel being his coach?
I was just looking in the group picture and thinking to myself, that green guy looks hauntingly familiar.
I mean, he was a physio, so potentially that's his physio or his physio for his team, because you get points for medic and cheerleaders and shit.
Yeah, the team manager and the physio.
There you go. See,
well,
perfectly.
I'm almost a bit disappointed that he didn't use the alternative head sculpt with his lovely
his little woolly
Yeah.
llama thing. Yeah. I mean, it would fit him with the Wood Elves.
Oh, this is yeah.
Well, it would.
Mel the Terrain Blood Bowl torturer or something.
It's all good in the hood, as they say in France.
Oh, and I see he's revisiting the old tradition of Blood Bowl color coding rims.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to play, why not? I do it for Dreadball, so I can look down and see who the fuck they are. Yeah, which is also handy when you're playing against a lot of different things and you're going, is that a guard? Do I want to punch them in the face? Probably not. Whereas a thrower or a catcher, I'll punch them all day long.
Yeah, and I guess if you've got a team that's where the roles aren't so easy to distinguishable by how they are posing, it makes things a little easier.
Look, board answers. I don't know if this is this the. I assume this is the current GWism. Is it? They don't look ridiculous enough, so it's entirely possible it's a.
No, it's the Woolies miniatures.
An aftermarket one.
Yeah.
I dread to think what the fucking current GW would else look like.
I don't even know if there's an actual Wood Elves team currently.
Think about making a B1 Battle Droid Blood Bowl team. Fumbles all the way. It's one way of doing it. You'll probably enjoy this. I seen it. It's probably been up for a while, but I seen it last night. Popped up on YouTube. Somebody has redone the battle on Naboo. Little fan-made thing, and they've got it side by side with the early 2000s CGI of a Phantom Menace, and then they redid the battle using modern CGI, and fuck me, does it look different. Yeah. I hadn't realized just how bad it looked grand, but when you see the grass, it's the difference between having a nicely textured grass mat and then having one of those old green felt mats. It's just like it's like a fucking golf course. You're going, wow, that is just green. That's offensively green. Yeah, it's the progress in animation is really in the detail. I can't remember. Was it Tomb Raider? I think it was one of the Tomb Raiders that had. We can now render each hair on her head individually. Right. Seems excessive.
That was one of the selling points.
Still got the triangular breasts.
No, that's one generation later.
Oh, there you go. That probably explains why Ian Livingstone got a knighthood then.
Potentially. Imagine how it works on breasts if you can make individual hairs go whoosh. The jiggly physics, as one foamy squirrel says, go up a notch.
Jiggly squirrel physics. They're very black, those Germans.
What?
Just looking at them, I mean, that's very black. It's just very, very black.
Black and black.
That's all the hallmarks of what you call that stuff that the kids use these days. Contrast. I wonder if it's contrast. I feel like it must be contrast.
Could be.
I should ask him.
Yeah, what's next up for us? Gorka.
Next up is more Moon Knight.
Okay, yes, Gorka. Have a good one, Crispin. Drive safe.
Tatty bye.
Don't get yourself killed. Ghosty Spider by Kaios Gorka.
Spider-Gwen.
And there's the
big
Moon
old
Knight
Spider-Gwen.
you talked about.
Yeah. Very different style to
That's
Jello Sloths.
a bit of an understatement, I'd say.
I mean, they're both good. They're both very different.
Yeah.
Have you shot the other one? You've probably shot the other one, so you can't flick back and forward between them. I can, though, because I'm great. Just saying, I am great.
There he is.
Pardon me.
Yeah, definitely. Very different.
And I like it. I like the fact that somebody can approach the same model and do them in two incredibly different ways. Kids are always into Doc and Crispin, don't worry. They'll never go out of fashion.
Since I don't know this comic figure in as such, and I haven't read any comics on him, so,
Yes.
I imagine this is what he's mainly depicted as in the comics. This
Yes.
very pale,
White. Yeah.
washed out.
Moon Knight. White. Just white. He's white.
Yeah, and I think the high contrast with the plain, but even in the plane, his plane is more colorful base is very high.
Mm.
And some people
Yeah.
say painting white is hard, so giving the fact that it could be hard.
Oh,
it's...
people. Children, people. I have no idea. Yeah, Mac, there was another trailer up for tonight. They've shifted him to London. Chimney, Mary Parpins, and all that shite.
Oh no! Painting after midnight raids!
Oh, thanks for playing. There, pun dancer. Fuck me. What do you think we were talking about 5 minutes ago?
What? Do I listen to any of you?
Apparently not. Sweet zombie Jesus.
I'm almost asleep at this point.
Oh, well, yeah. That's one way of doing it, I suppose.
And RAID is always, for me, a state of hard drive configuration and a bug kill repellent.
Right. Raid's always a pest control spray for me.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
No. But
Big Ant-Man.
Big Ant-Man,
Tiny
Little
Ant-Man.
Big Wasp, Tiny Wasp. I quite like those as well. I like the wings on the Wasp, particularly.
Ooh, they're shiny.
They are. Without, going to use color flips or anything like that. Although, there's a lot to be said for color flips.
Yeah, and I think
It requires having to think for a start.
This could be one of the few occasions where color flipping paints actually would work in favor of the model and not be just a gimmick.
Yeah.
It's like the, was it Conquest where you used them on the bug-like features?
Yeah, so they all have shiny beetle carapace because all their armor's grown. To be fair, all the warriors are growing. They kind of grow everything.
Homegrown, but locally sourced warriors for an economic-friendly warfare.
They grow everything in vats, including most of the other fucking races on that planet are all failed fucking experiments.
Reminds me a bit of a Twilight Zone episode.
Twiglet Zone.
Where some weird aliens block out this guy and say, "Yeah, you were an experiment. You're a failure. We will kill you all." and
you know,
and then the
certainly
human
what we're
race
doing.
somehow manages to achieve world peace within 24 hours, and then the alien comes back and says, "Yes, but we didn't want you to make peace. We grow you as warriors, and then we take you to fight our wars for us, and you failed, so you'll all die."
That's good. I like that. I take it that's not one of the original Twiglet Zones. Is that one of the more recent ones?
I've seen it 30 odd years ago.
Oh, must be an original one then.
It was in color already, so
No, I can't remember when they. I only ever seen the original black and white, and then there was the Resurrected TV series about the same time they resurrected the Outer Limits, sometime like 20 odd years ago. But I really like Stereo and his bucket head. He's so swirly and buckety.
just look at this nice little crew of misfits.
Look at them. It's the Sinister Six plus friends.
Who wouldn't invite them over for a cup of tea?
There's Woody Harrelson. I dare you to watch Venom and not look at his outrageous wig. That's all you'll be watching during the entire film. Calling that as an appalling wig. Why'd they put that wig on him? I haven't even seen the film.
The wig
is just terrible.
The wig had demands.
Well, yeah. The wig had a fucking contract of its own and a semi-permanent life.
The wig
It's just
knows
weird.
people, and that's how it got the role.
What do you mean not in the sequel? Did they not? They replaced the shit wig from the teaser on the first one with a different shit wig. He didn't go bald, did he? He still had the shit wig, did he not? Carnage, Woody Harrelson shit wig.
I don't think Shitwig will actually get
Oh
you
no,
any
don't worry.
results.
Oh no, don't worry. It fucking has. Yeah, they removed one appalling shit wig and replaced it with another appalling shit wig.
Oh, grand. Internet, you never
I mean,
disappoint.
I'll go one step further, Fulcrum. I think that wig was found on the casting couch. That wig may actually be a merkin, a little pubic wig. And then somebody went, "What was that?" And then Woody quickly went, "Oh, it's my hair for Carnage," and slapped it on his head. And then he was stuck with it. So, oh fuck, I've got to wear this now. I've got a movie producer's fucking merkin on my head for the entire film. Thankfully, the film's so god awful it will distract from the fact I'm in it. Oh, I'm just looking at a wall of fucking merkin heads here, and every one of them look appalling.
Oh, please, somebody
Oh.
kill me.
Woody, you've fallen so far. Oh, if only you could get back to that bar, everything would be better then.
Oh, please. Let's go to the next project.
Do we have to? All right.
Yes, please.
By X-Men peoples.
Xalzak 1984. A log of everything. But I'm going out on a limb here and say will be no logs in there.
Well, there might be. In this case, he's been hammering through all the custard right out of the gates. So I think we had a look at it a little while ago, and he'd been doing some cataphracty Horus Heresy Terminators and some sort of dreadnought thing.
He's been very productive.
Many men have been added to it since then. So I need to close that window full of Woody Harrelson pictures. That is very distracting.
And no, that search result list will not be added to the video description.
Hey, don't worry, it'll be in the comments because I'll fucking pop in there. But yeah, it's nice to see somebody who hasn't stalled in the middle of a project, as is my want in life. And damn, that's a lot of rivets.
Yeah, that's...
I don't know if I would have been so expressive in the rivet front. You know, to actually do them all as steel rivets pumped in afterwards and keep them the steel color. It's a really good contrast for the yellow, though. It breaks up so much of the custard.
Maybe that's why he did it.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, that's probably almost undoubtedly why you've done it. But in my head, I always got the idea that You know, the rivets were there because it was part of the armor construction and make, do, and mend. And then I imagine they would have then just primed everything afterwards, broke out the hammerite, any old iron, any old iron. So I quite like those.
Yeah,
Nicey looking faces as well. I've got a soft spot for the Imperial festings. If only they'd knuckled down and just told Rowboat to fuck off when he wanted to break up the Legion, life would have been so much easier. Just saying.
Yeah, but that would have made Games Workshop not work.
Hey, you know, fuck them.
Yeah,
Fuck
this
them in
is
their stupid ass.
the bases he uses. Are these third parties or these official Games Workshop thingamajigs?
I think there's a GW plastic set. You can buy a set of like 30 or 40 plastic bases.
At
that
a
come
horrendous
brand new.
price, possibly.
Oh god, yeah. Oh, they're not going to be cheap. Don't never fear there.
If you want to have one constant in your life, you can be sure Games Workshop will charge you everything they can.
People keep paying it.
Yeah, that's the
You know,
sad part about it.
It's not like they haven't made it very explicitly clear their job is to pay or just to charge the most they can for models. That is the hobby.
Yeah.
People buying their models is the hobby. Not the game, not the lore, not the backstory, none of that shit. The hobby is buying as much as you can. That's what they tell their investors. That's why they have investors.
And that's on paper, that's on public record for everybody
Yes.
to read, so
Yeah.
there's not even
No.
even if the most fierce fanboy can deny that that's written. That's what they're telling their investors.
Yep. So, you know, it's the way to do it. My Gamma Wolves is sitting. It's currently over there, just between a couple of levels of Dolly Mixture, 15 mil Saracens. It's not. Yeah, it's a game I need to play as well because it's a really good system, and I like how it works. It has that level of detail that you rarely see these days, where people are sort of moving into the everything should have one stat and be super simple. And I like somebody actually going, you know what, games do occasionally need to be complicated. When running lances of giant stompy robots, it shouldn't just be a simple matter of going, I move 6 and roll these dice. You should have to worry about generators and shields and shit like that.
Yeah, and I think Fulcrum has a point there. Games Workshop really do thrive on the sunk cost fallacy. If you've started at any point in the past, you're probably still playing because you invested so much. So, Commander Wesker, welcome for your first chat in our elaborate round. See, can't even
Christ
talk
on a
anymore.
bike. You're the sober one.
Yeah, but I'm the older one and I'm fucking tired.
That's true. You are getting on a bit.
Yes, but at least I can still hold my water. It's not at that point there where I have to leave bed in the middle of the night because my bladder is about to give.
Oh, well, you know.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
There's a lot to be said for catheters.
At some point in the future.
Or
But
just a nappy.
not yet.
Get yourself a big fuck off nappy.
Would that have a nice thought? Can we have the next project, please?
No, we could. But, you know, what are you going to do with them?
Heaven and earth. So, Alfonso the Traitor is doing what looks to be Australian samurais.
I don't know. Depends. Click on a picture. Did they go upside down?
No, not.
Yeah, well, there you go then. As Alfonso is continuing on his mission to have a 1-to-1 scale feudal Japanese army. So it's been a little while since he added stuff to it. It actually did a really nice privateer press bust that he popped in the forum last week. Probably just as a break away from samurai for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I loved this reference he did with Master and Apprentice, and my comment was, yeah, but why is the apprentice holding a sword and not painting the fence or cleaning the chariot?
Right, because I would have immediately went,
On and off.
Well, if you're going to do a master and apprentice, you paint your apprentice all in like cream color, and then your master can be in like brown robes, maybe like a cream vest underneath. Lean into your full Obi-Wan.
Well, that would be a very interesting nod to Star Wars going full circle.
It's a way of doing it. It is a way of doing it, but yeah,
Oh,
it's
this one looks a bit startled.
probably because he's just fucking shot that hand cannon.
Nobody told him that it would go boom.
Well,
Just point at the enemy and pull the trigger. Everything else is...
oh, you sweet summer child. There's no trigger. It's literally a hand cannon. You have a match lock at the back. You light the fuse, and then you just hold the stick as straight as you can, while the mini cannon on top explodes.
So you wait for the fuse to burn down.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, that
They were very much at the cutting edge of warfare in the 1500s. It's a good time though. They're vicious as fuck in Test of Honor as well. I'll give them that. So this is his Murakami, possibly, clan. Which is the current clan. I think, I could be wrong, I have a sneaking suspicion he's already completed 2 full clans. You would have to go back and look, and there are many, many posts in this one already.
Yeah, we
have
have
been
been
for
here.
a while.
We had been here before, and there's a lot.
It's a way of doing it. He can always use them for other things. I think he uses them for Kings of War sometimes, if memory serves. Because he's got a few fantasy pieces, or if not that, then Warlords of Erewhon. But I just, the output that he has, the output including painting the eyeballs on them, is just, insane.
Yeah, if you look at the faces up closely, it's really how.
He doesn't do 50 at a time. He limits himself. I think that's key in many respects. Paint 10 men. If you've a regiment of 20 or 30, paint them 5 at a time or 10 at a time. Don't get swamped. I have a tendency to go, I'm going to build an entire army and prime an entire army, and now I can't be arsed looking at this army because I've just done 500 miniatures. Let's put them in a box and forget about them. Whereas if I just went, I'll prime 10, I'll paint 10, and move on.
Yeah, and
this is the Tao of me.
It's obviously working for him, and yeah, and as Ralph kindly reminds me again in chat, yes, people, we are still doing Imperial Interlude again this week. Tomorrow, next episode of Book of Boba Fett, and Ralph and I will have a talk about it on Sunday for you to put in your eardrums. If you are so inclined. Look it up on YouTube, Google it, go to Anchor FM. It should be almost everywhere by this point, I hope. At least if what Anchor is promising, it actually works for them distributing your podcasts to other things.
Who's an Anchor? What?
Anchor FM is a website where you can upload your podcast, and they will distribute it to things like Spotify, iTunes, and everything.
Oh, sounds terrible. Pope is a poor man's Mando. Yeah, feels that way, doesn't it?
Well, they have funny hover scooters.
Oh, the fucking mods. Oh, Christ on a bike. Space mods. The only time I've seen anything more appalling was in the Mighty Bush where they had mod wolves.
Well. No, Tuffy, not a walker. It's a wanker. It's a fucking wanker.
Well, Boba's not the worst in the world, to be brutally honest, but I do sometimes watch it going, why? Well, why is he doing this?
We're on the 3rd episode, and there's still story building, so I'm guessing we will have a bit more fun in the upcoming episodes.
Yeah, but he just seems to be a fucking idiot. I mean, obviously, he was oxygen deprived while he was in the Sarlacc, because
Yeah.
otherwise he wouldn't have pulled the pipe out.
I
I imagine that's caused some sort of retardation.
I guess there is some change in personality when you get swallowed whole by a beast like that.
Oh, he's fucking ridiculously bad.
Well,
He is the ball sucker. Say, Christ, you're a bounty hunter. You travel the galaxy. You watched your dad getting his fucking head lopped off. Have a bit of common sense, fuck nuts.
common sense doesn't make good stories.
Oh, I beg to differ. Because when there's no common sense, I sit there and pick holes in it. Like, how the fuck that hairy Wookiee bastard walk all the way through the fucking palace to get to his back to tank without any cunt finding it? When you don't have common sense, you have massive plot holes that could be exploited by people like me who get very annoyed. Let's fucking build a coherent story, you turds.
I think Danley put it right. It was the best medium speed hover speed moped chase he had ever seen.
Yes, yeah. Fucking mods.
Yeah.
All we needed was a bunch of sci-fi rockers and just have a full-on fucking Boba Fett meets Quadrophenia. Just kicking the shit out of each other at Brighton. Fuck it, why not? Somebody go back to Quadrophenia and replace all the cutthroat razors with lightsabers. They're tiny lightsabers.
I think that would be a bit weird. Well,
yeah.
Our next project then is by Umbra, the Dwarf Gun Line.
Get Phil Daniels in there going full park life. Fuck it, why not? Boba Fett gets annoyed on the sands of Tatooine because of park life. Anyway.
We're getting silly.
I'm not getting silly. I didn't write the book of Boba Fett. I can't be held responsible for that. King's Guard. Interesting little set of two-handed hammer-wielding nutterfucks from Avatars of War. I imagine this is how my unit would ever look if I assembled it, but I won't. So I live vicariously through him instead.
Did we mention proper bases?
Oh yeah. Oh, it goes without saying, because this is being used for the 9th Age. So no fucking around with those circular things here. I mean, you could say a lot about the 9th Age rules, and I frequently do. But at least they know the right size base to stick onto figures. So it's nice seeing some heavily armored hammer-wielding nutterfucks and a set of steam copters to go with.
But why is this then on a round base?
Because that is a Anvil of Doom, which is a scenery piece, and it came on around in the last iteration because it was actually 3 steps and then the anvil on top. Obviously, he's not got an Anvil of Doom, so he's made his own and stuck on a round base.
So this isn't a working unit, but just something decorative?
No, it's a magical piece of scenery, but it doesn't move.
Okay.
And if it ever gets attacked, they're fucked. So no point putting the square on there. They just get ruffle stomped the fuck away. I really like the steamcopter looking things.
Yeah.
It's possibly the Gatlings on them, or maybe it's the mouthful of cannon. I don't know. They're not as nice as the original gyrocopters, who just had a little dwarf in a flying goggles and hat and leather jacket with a big furry collar, like a World War I pilot, like Biggles, dropping bombs out of the cockpit. It was great. Then over time they became more and more Norse Vikings in space. But, I mean, if you're going to have Gatling guns on a flying dwarf steamcopter, then go for it.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah, this is a short update for Umbra's project because we had been here multiple times, and it only gets better. We still need 2 things from him: a massive picture of everything he's painted so far, a nice group shot, and a bloody battle report.
I could do without the battle reports. 9th Age. It just made my head hurt.
You think it's too much?
Oh, ninth age rules. Oh, it's fucking insane, is what it is. It's what happens when you get a bunch of people who are heavily into tournament play, who then write a rule set where they attempt to write it specifically for tournament play, so that there can't be any grey areas. I know how charging works in Warhammer, and then they just essentially rewrote it and included many tables with many lines and diagrams and angles. And by the end, I was going, "This is fucking frying my loaf.
So,
I can't be fucked with this shit."
so it's more something like higher algebra and maths than the game.
Yeah, yeah. If you're a fan of algebra and just diagrams, so many fucking diagrams. Anybody who wants to have a laugh can just go and download the Ninth Age rules, because they can't sell them because they were iterated off GW, so
Yeah,
it was just a fan project.
I think it's the same with the Bloodball living rulebook. It's
Yes.
free to distribute, but you can't include any copyrighted materials nor make money off it.
Well, they got to the point where they're no longer dwarves and empire and stuff, or Bretonians. They're the horse wielding kingdom of the magical whiffs or whatever. They made up their own backstory and stuff, and fair fucks to them. I can't get past the rulebook. Oh Jesus, I cannot get past that rulebook at all. Bear in mind, I used to attend the ETC as a fantasy player for Team Ireland / Team Nerd. So I was there with these cunts. I can't. No, just fucking not only no, but fuck no. Would I ever revisit that rulebook? If you ever want, to get to sleep quickly, print yourself out a copy, read that.
Wouldn't that make a terrible audiobook?
Oh yeah. Oh, whatever. Fucking ever.
Somebody just reading the rules for any war game.
Some are interesting, some are better than others.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about reading the fluff texts that are spurred into it. Just the rules.
Yeah, I mean, some are better than others.
Oh god. I've got a
but not
terrible
the
idea in
Ninth
my
Age.
head. I think I need to get this.
Well, that's one way of going.
Ah.
Should definitely do that.
So,
Shall we
what's
finish
our
things
last
off?
one then? Oldhammer, Marienburg Mercenaries.
Look, more fantasyisms, only in this case it's going to be going for Kings of War, which is like the Ninth Age, but without a set of rules that make my head fucking hurt. It's just saying, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean?
There's always something to be said about rules that don't give you a fucking migraine.
Well, So, this is a very short, because it's only just started, project, but essentially it's a Empire army based around Marienburg, so technically not Empire. For the kids there in the audience who were about to tell me that Marienburg's not part of the Empire after being sold off to the Merchant Guild, I fucking know. But using a mixture of old figures, converted figures, and some of the Warlord games,
Landsknechte. God damn it. Landsknechte. Isn't that so hard?
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
No
okay.
problem with it, son. I'll start giving you some Irish words and you fucking tell me the name of those.
Well, since you have been on record that you can't even pronounce them correctly, so why would I believe you?
Because things like town names, which are Irish, I can't pronounce.
Okay.
So, if I go, how do you pronounce this?
Port Glennoyne?
No, you mentalist. Why is it so difficult for you to say it?
Oh, I know what it is. It's Throat Wobbler Mangrove.
Ah, well, you're close enough. Close enough. Anyway, little test mini in the Marienburg flavour, leaning into the whole host of coloration.
Yeah, it's an eBay rescue, it seems, or a miniature rescue, he says, and I think
for his hairy bright wizard. Yeah,
I think he did a stunning job.
Yeah, I imagine that it looks not dissimilar to the ones from Talisman, but I could have sworn I have the one from Talisman, and it wasn't quite that hairy and scary. Although it's been a while, so who knows. If it was free with the White Dwarf, then it was indeed the Talisman model, because I remember they give out one of each of them. You could collect the set if you could be arsed.
But you had to buy multiple White Dwarfs, I guess?
Yep. Probably still would have been cheaper than Talisman at that stage. Certainly cheaper than buying the individual wizards if you're buying the metal ones off the shelf. Empire Battle Wizards, worst seller in the store. But I like how he's removed whatever fuck is given it an auto gun and replaced it with a sword, and then made the sword a flaming sword via the medium of some form of stuff on the sword to make it a flaming sword.
And he added some boarhead on the wizardy stuff.
That's just common sense. Always have a boarhead.
Yeah, and I like when people rescue old crappy minis from people who have really not treated them well.
Hey, you know, somebody made a psyker for 40k out of it, presumably, and then put on put on round base.
Yes. You didn't notice before.
No, thankfully I suffer some form of snow blindness when it comes to round bases under fantasy figures.
Well, to be fair, the paint job is that horrible given the fact how old it is, and that there is actually detail work with the nice little triangles.
Yeah. It was just psychicked up, probably for Necromunda. To be brutally honest, he has that sort of I should be running around with a bunch of sewer rats kind of look to him. Just ideal for Necro. He looks like the Fisher King. He looks like a bum.
Fisher King.
Have you never seen the Fisher King?
Oh, I've got that thing on VHS.
There you go. So you know exactly
one of the best movies.
Classic movie.
Yeah.
Absolute classic. I also like another massive fuck off cannon. This one behind the pavilions being used as some form of counts as ballista. One of the best war machines. So fucking cheap. Oh my god, it's so cheap.
Though I personally feel the gun sights they're a bit too much.
Oh no, fuck it, why not? In for a penny, in for a pound at that stage.
I think they're just too much for me personally, because I saw them and I knew exactly from what sprue they came.
You know.
That's a 40k orc piece if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, but look at the lollipop stick pavilions. Yeah, it's really nice.
I like the second gunner who's holding the torch, trying to light whatever's in there.
Yeah, well.
Fearing for his life. This thing will go off in my head and blow my fingers off. No, it won't.
Like the touch paper and stand well back.
It'll just go boom! And you'll have some splinters in your face. It's pronounced fish.
What are you going to do, me? Hit me with that fish.
Well, that's that for tonight.
Right.
Tightly scripted 30 minutes.
Always.
You wankers out there.
Terrible bastards. I went looking for the 9th edition rules, right? So I could just read out some of it. And then I hit this page, which if anybody wants a laugh, you don't even need to download the rules. You can just go and have a look at the 9th Age licensing agreement, which takes up about half of the fucking page. The work as defined below is provided under the terms of the Creative Commons Public Assembly, CCPL, or license. The work is protected by copyright under blah, 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 blah. It's got a fucking fan-made game, you cunts! Why do you need fucking 7 subsections and restrictions, you turn-burgling shitbags? Fuck you and your attempt to explain how to do a fucking charge.
Last updated December 2nd, 2020.
Oh, it doesn't matter. That was just the last time they did an update to the system. Oh, Christ on a bike.
Yeah, this has been something. I've
Has it
enjoyed
been?
this very much.
Has it been something? It's good to know.
Mm.
Are there lawyers in that team? Oh, well, there are rules lawyers in that team. If that,
I'm guessing if they were trying to create a tournament style rule set, I guess they were all rule
all
lawyers.
rules lawyers all the time.
There would be the occasional fluff player just being sprinkled in there for good measure, then running away
No,
screaming.
Nobody who plays fluff plays the 9th age. Oh my god.
But I just wanted to play some nice, lovely dark elves. Nope,
No.
can't do that.
None of that. Oh, speaking of Dark Elves, you'll have a treat when you look at Discord. Just saying.
I'm scared.
That's not for you at home, though. Fuck you, people. It's fuck all to do with you. Jog the fuck on.
Okay, with that said, Jerry, thank you for being here. People
Pleasure.
in chat, hello.
Beautiful.
YouTube people, you know what to do. There will be some kind of weird thingamajig somewhere around here.
Yep.
Hit push buttons and now go fuck off.